Button there. Hey, now they should be able to hear us.
Hey. Alrighty then.
They should be able to hear us, and now they see us.
Cool. Thanks, Alan. Welcome to the podcast, guys. My name's Evan. That's Dan. That's Alan behind the computer. First episode. This is going to be pretty crazy and wild. We don't know what we're doing, so yeah, we'll figure it out along the way. Anybody want to tell the world about themselves a little bit?
This fucking thing thumps. It just thumps. That's all it does. It just thumps. The
Makes
camera froze
noise.
again. Piece of shit camera froze again.
Might
All right.
give up on that one.
At least the audio is still going.
Yeah. Hey, you guys are gonna get just a black screen. I'm sorry. I really tried. Make the chat box big for you. So if you guys want to talk, there you go, chat box.
Evan don't like ones.
Yeah, I'm good on that bog. I'll stick with my terp flavored joint.
I just realized that all they're gonna get when they come to the channel is a black screen with a neon border that with smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz playing in the back.
And then
some
us
talking.
and us talking, and obviously.
Well, hopefully they enjoy the smooth jazz because it was a very excellent selection.
And obviously consuming medicinal herbs.
Excuse me.
All right, so let's get it started a little bit. Like, Dad, tell us about yourself. A little bit.
I like weed.
You like weed?
Hi,
work with
Dad.
weed.
I smoke weed.
How'd you get into this industry of the green plant?
Started smoking weed very, very early. Grew on the call it the gray market for a few years. Now I work on the legal side.
Nice.
Marijuana.
Marijuana.
Alan,
Yo.
what's your little history tidbit about you?
I smoked marijuana and I wanted to work with marijuana. I'm being dead serious.
I'm being dead serious.
That's what it is. I'm just learning.
How'd you
along the way.
get started? How'd you get started smoking weed?
I had a really bad day.
Really bad day.
Yeah. And then I smoked some weed.
My cousin looked at me when I was like 14 and went, "Hey, you want to get high? Never done it. Let's try it."
Hey, with all the videos working, shit, got
Gotcha.
that back up.
All right. Well, my name's Evan. I like smoking weed. I've been smoking it for a little while. Probably 15 years.
Started to
something
sound
What do you
Okay.
got there?
This is what is this? This is RMG Max Santo.
It's starting to
So
sound
that
like
is a Mac crossed with GMO.
starting to sound like an NA group.
Yeah, I know. Hi, my name's Evan. I like weed.
I've been smoking marijuana.
Hey, like I said, I don't know how this is gonna start off.
It's like
we'll just wing it.
Like Bob Saget. You ever suck dick for marijuana? No, I used to suck dick for coke. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man. So
Excuse me, while I die.
this podcast is gonna be, kind of a,
It's whatever, man.
yeah, it's a little mashup of everything. Mostly weed. We're gonna talk about music, movies, video games. We'll touch on everything.
While on weed.
Yep. We'll try out some products.
On weed.
Talk about deals and cool dispensaries that are opening up around. Spread love
Deals
wherever
in the
in the
area,
industry, whether it's medical or rec. We are
We're
not biased. So
I don't know. I'm pretty biased. If it's not GMO.
if it's not GMO, I ain't smoking.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, guys. So, today one of the topics I wanted to touch on. Let me get to that. Was any flower shout-outs? Anybody got any deals, stuff like that they're very interested in? Any products, strains, anything? Basically shout-outs. We'll start it off light.
Yeah, I guess like the newest thing that I had that was like really interesting was that orange banana.
Who's that by?
Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread. Okay.
That's
Yep.
gas.
New grower in Michigan right now from California.
I mean, I didn't want to like jump to a topic.
Yeah,
but,
no,
like,
no.
That's
I'm just.
the new for me.
That's the new. Yep. And what was the flavor profile on that?
I mean, literally like juicy oranges.
Okay.
Literally juicy oranges.
Was there any gas in it, or leak?
There was more gas in the grapes.
Okay. How was the density, and how was there any moisture?
I just had a joint.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Hey.
And
Sorry, we have an animal in the background.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Did it burn evenly too?
No, canoed.
Ooh, it did canoe.
Yeah,
Okay, so
it's because you don't know how to.
No,
You
I
don't
know.
know how to
I know.
pre-roll.
You've educated me.
You don't know how. No one knows how to pre-roll.
I don't twist and shout.
none of those joints yet have sideburn.
Because
I know how to pack a cone.
I give a little bit of a rub on them, and
Yeah.
with the pre-packs, I would give a little.
Well,
bit
like
of a rub
that's
on
what
them
I've
when we pack
heard.
'em, and-
You know, is like you got to rub it a little bit and kind of like loosen that stuff up. But like, I mean, at that point, you're paying for that kind of, where you don't have to do any effort.
Right.
There's nothing
Yeah.
to it. You light it up.
We-
At that point, I might as well roll my own. I might as well buy 2
Were
grams.
you ever a
and roll my
cigarette
own.
smoker?
Yeah, it was
You-
at one time. Yeah.
Most smokers pack a pack before they open them.
Right. That's true. But like, I didn't pack mine that much. I actually kept mine kind of light.
Now we're getting to the root of the problem.
I maybe packed like twice, and that was about it.
I was a Marlboro guy. You had to pack that bitch. 6 lines.
No,
if
no,
you
no,
didn't
no,
reach
no.
6 lines,
No,
put 'em back.
because I'm smoking 100s, man. I don't need them that packed.
6 lines. Remember,
What do you got? What do you got for shout out, man?
oh,
It doesn't have to be flour. I know you're.
It
not
could
a
be
flour
anything.
guy.
that's just it. I've been bored on the market lately.
You're
Bored out the market.
You're the resident dab wizard.
Yeah.
Well, I told you about that hash rosin meetup. I heard about.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing something about that.
Yeah, I really need to figure out where that is. Supposedly, it's a hash rosin swap meet in Grand Rapids that a customer told me about that he went to, where there's over 40 to 50 different caregivers selling different types of hash rosin, giving free dabs, and they even did an 8-gram dab there under a tent, I guess. Dude said it was wild. He said it's been going on for the last 3 weeks, so if anybody that's listening to this knows where that is, go ahead and shoot us a message. Let us know. But yeah, I'll try and figure out where that is. That's definitely really, really cool sounding. It's like a flea market, but for hash rosin.
That does sound interesting.
Yeah, hash rosin flea market, man. Who doesn't like that?
So we're rolling into the next year. We're gonna get a crew together and go to the old weed events around Michigan this year.
We can it's just based on money situations
Money,
always, but
sickness.
yeah, all that type of stuff. But yeah, man, I'm always down. Like I want to get more in, learn a little bit more. Expand my knowledge in different areas.
If they
Immerse in the culture.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
if they ever get around to actually doing Cannabis Cup in person again, I'm definitely wanting to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that would be really cool. The shout out that I have right now is, I have a couple shout outs. I have a shout out to Hyman with their deal right now at Cloud. That one is a 2 for $80 deal. The Giscotti that I got is one of my favorites, and it's the best Giscotti I've ever had from a grower. Blows anything out of the water. Loving that right now, and loving the runts by them. All Death Before Dishonor, though. Top strain by Hyman. Another deal I would have to say, though, is Park Place 5 for $100 on their elements, and what was it, 20? This is on MedSide, right? 35 each on cured resin, which is insane. So those two deals definitely steal my shout outs for today, my first time ever shout outs. So alright. Well, anything else? Anybody got anything else they want to poke out there? Oh, I did see a product. I have a little note in here, product lookout. This is from Rolling Stone magazine, top 10 for the last year, 2020.
Yeah.
It's called Double Barrel Vape. You can bring it up on your laptop if you got any extra little space to do that. But it is basically like a double barrel shotgun where you can put 2 cartridges on each side and hit both cartridges.
Yeah, I'm up to 4.
It's really cool. Thought that was pretty unique. You can get some interesting flavors going with some hash rosin carts or some live resin carts with that. I don't know the price or anything. Good man Alan over there searching it up on the interwebs.
I believe they're darn near Puffco prices.
Wow, really? Damn.
Yeah, go ahead and just keep going because
Yeah.
I have to build the whole.
I was checking
You're
those
good.
out a while ago because I'm always looking for solutions to get high on the go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, you have the UCAN, right?
I have the Yokan Pro.
Yocan.
And to be honest, if I could take... You can only turn these suckers up. You can only do so much with a cartridge.
Right.
And if you want thick vapor, well, now you're going to have to go 2 cartridge. Now you're getting kind of silly. Why not just go grab Puffco?
Mm-hmm.
But...
Okay, so like, my question is with those, does it have still a right temperature at hash rosin and live resin carts? Because I feel like a lot of, I've had a few, not a Yokan, but I've had a few that are similar to that, and they don't get the temperature right. Even though you lower it on the dial, it still seems like it's too hot, or it's like something is off. Where, as like with this Pleasantries cart where they made it, I don't know if they made it, but they partnered with somebody. I put a hash rosin cart in this. It's hitting perfect every single time.
Well, it's all going to be a bunch of variables because at this point you're pretty much talking about an e-cig.
Right.
And so just like, let's go down the rabbit hole, I guess, the basic e-cig science. It all depends on your ohmage, your cartridge, all depends on your hardware. So you could have the best hash rosin in the world, but depending on what cart you put it on, how it's going to vape. And so there's really no one answer like this wattage for this product and this wattage for that product. But like that's why I like the Yokan. It will tell me what ohm every cartridge is at.
Right.
Like this cartridge sits at 1.59 and 1.6.
You're talking about the squid?
What's that?
Which
No, who makes a double barrel?
it's called it's probably the squid. It's black. It's got 2 sides on it. Yeah. My mess up on not getting the actual name for the product. All I got was the what it was. For my next product shout out though, I do have the name and what it is. This is called a Levo 2 herb oil infuser. So it basically makes the butter for you, all automated. It looks like a coffee maker basically.
Used them multiple times.
Really?
Yeah, used to use them on the gray market all the time.
Yeah? How are they?
Lined them up on the kitchen
Yeah.
counter.
Are they awesome?
Oh, fucking awesome.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
Took all the work out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what it looked like. You know, I did a quick read on it, but
they're not good for like they are decent. Like I've seen like YouTube videos of back in the day when they first came out of like down in Colorado where they would have those white like fold out tables just lined out and they'd have 2 rows of 20 going down the lines.
Wow.
And they would set them up in such a way that one employee could go all the way around and by the time they got to the other end they just started over because the timer was done.
dang, that's crazy. Yeah, and you could be making a lot
Yeah.
at that point,
And
and
they-
you're saving
that's
a
what-
lot of energy,
You have
manpower,
one
time.
person running all the machines and one person kind of doing
Are you
the
saving
product.
product too at the same time?
Yeah, they just do a much more consistent job. So as long as you're putting the same product in and hitting the same buttons every time in the same room under the same conditions, it's going to come out the same every time.
Makes sense. Did you find anything on that?
I'm still looking.
Still looking.
We used to when we used to use them, we used to also find that higher quality butter tended to work better. So like
Yeah.
if we went and got good, if you go to the grocery store, at least in these around here, you can get what they call Amish roll butter.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That stuff's the bomb for making a
Really?
can of butter out of.
Wow. Because it's really clean butter.
The fat content's just
Yeah.
cleaner. The fat just feels cleaner.
Yeah. I mean, one of the product shout-outs I can say while we're waiting on Alan here for a
I got
moment.
it up now. It's on the screen.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. We're looking at the double barrel. Wow.
How much they want for that?
Well, it says where to buy. Let's take a look here under the where to buy location. It wants to know where I be. It says I'm in Los Angeles. Let's see how much it is at Dr. Green Thumb DTLA.
Hey.
We are not. Let's be clear. We are not in Los Angeles, California. But, you know.
Who knows? We might be.
Hey,
You don't
we
know
could
that.
be.
You don't know where we're
We
at.
could be. Exactly.
You got a website, Pottery?
Shut up. You don't know me.
You know, I love it. Like, they have, like, hey, you could go to Sherbinski's in Fairfax, but they have no website for Sherbinski's or the Artistry. Cornerstone
Drawing
Wellness.
blanks here again.
Yeah. Well, no, that the
what,
the
what I was
website's
gonna
drawing
say about
blanks.
that product shout out actually was gonna be Dan's nail. Dan, give us a little like just kind of
Oh, high five emails all day.
high five email.
They are just as good as any other brand name email, but you're not paying for that brand name price.
How much how much do normally emails go for people that don't know?
You can spend $400, $500, $600 on good brand name emails. This one you're spending with a dab rig and everything like $300. You get a rig, you get a nail, you
Wow.
get everything to get rolling.
Yeah, that's super cheap. I just took a dab before we started this, and the normal size dab I would do, which I get about a few hits out of my normal just torch rig. I got about 7 hits out of his rig, just constant normal hits, perfect temperature, perfect flavor.
The company is good too. I mean, within the first like 90 days of getting it, I used to put it in the back of my scooter and ride around dirt roads, and the thing would just go in the back of it, and one day it just quit working.
Oh man!
Like one of the buttons down here
Yeah.
quit working, and I was like, guys, and they're like, send it in, and they sent me a whole different unit back.
Wow.
They upgraded me twice because I personally bought the cheapest setup I could buy, which the main difference was instead of having the temperature and the temperature, I had one screen that would flip back and forth if I made adjustments.
Right.
And so they ran out of stock when I bought mine. So they automatically upgraded me to the tour. And then when I busted it and sent it in for repair, they upgraded me to the next generation tour.
Interesting.
Very nice.
That's a very good company. I like that.
That's what we call a good customer service.
You have excellent customer
Still get
service.
gold-plated pins. I got this what they call a whip. I've had it for
Yeah, that's like an upgraded cord.
Yeah, I've had it for like 3 years. Normally you replace them once a year. This thing's lasted me 3 years.
Wow.
It
Yeah,
is-
so there is a lot of maintenance into them,
And it's still
but
rips.
if you get the right one, you can extend that maintenance longer.
I mean, depending on how hard you dab, compare it to how much butane you buy.
Okay. Yeah.
How easy is it to continue to play Mech Warrior and dab?
I still have to hit the pause button, but I can just
Still
start
have
over
to hit
again.
the pause button. You know, I can't do it at the same time.
But you know, if I play Grand Theft Auto online, I'll just go park in a parking lot and throw myself a passive mode so some troll can't blow me out, and I'll just sit there and dab out looking at the sunset in Grand Theft Auto.
Hilarious.
I've literally gone in and watched all the animations and all the TV shows inside the show while just sitting back smoking.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Do you ever get a price for that?
Huh?
Do you ever
No,
get it? Okay.
no.
Hey, well, it's called, what is it called?
It's called the Double Barrel. It actually looks like it's only sold in Southern California.
Ooh, okay. Well, hey, maybe sometime we can get that out here.
That's
and
why I
that
just
would be
quickly
really nice.
abandoned that website.
That would be
with
really
Max
nice.
Webcam.
Okay, so one of the first topics I want to get into today is
Weed.
weed. Yes.
Speaking of, may I snag a...
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, after he's done, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of
No
your.
problem. No problem.
Was it garlic cane?
Yeah.
Gas.
I appreciate it, bro.
The same. Gas.
But anyway, back on subject.
Yeah, no problem. So
Weed.
I just want to touch on the tax and how much has been made in the last 2 years and what's being done with that tax. Kind of maybe where it's going, maybe some, just basically kind of the numbers on that.
Into a magic blender and then wherever
Yeah.
they want.
In a magic blender in the windows.
But let's be clear, we're not going to be a political heavy.
No,
podcast.
we're definitely not political. I
But
just
where
like,
the-
I like seeing numbers. I like seeing,
But that's
where
part
the
of the law
industry is
legalizing
going.
is it was dictated where it goes.
But
Yeah.
where the fuck is the weed tax money going? Where's the gabagool?
And where's the gabagoo?
Yeah, if I remember right, in the legalizing law, it said the tax money had to go to schools or something.
Yeah, so it actually went to over more than 100 counties. So that includes 38 cities, 7 villages, 21 townships, and 38 counties. So that's for every retail.
In a hut on the beach.
Every retail that they have in their, county lines or limits or whatever. Each is $28,000 per store. So that's per store.
I mean, I can see the tax money locally.
Yep, definitely. And as far as schools, you are right on that. It's going to be 11.6 mil to school aid for K through 12. And then 11.6 mil to transportation, public transportation. And then the remaining 12.5 mil will be used towards startups and administrative costs. So it is going towards schools, which is very beneficial. I'd like to see it go a little towards. I kind of like the transportation aspect of it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just a classic Michigander, doesn't like their roads, but I'd like to see it go to more of like an infrastructure kind of too.
Locally, I have seen around the area where they put them all down, even all the way up to the street right around the corner from my house. It's a street that's been full of potholes for years because no one gave a damn. Now all of a sudden they give a damn and it's a brand new road.
Right. That's nice. Which, it's unfortunate that it took that to come, but, at least we're there now. At least we're starting something, to start to build a little better.
I see the local money at least being used at least around the area where the money was made. Right. And they purposely put them in a rough area so that it made money for them areas.
Right. And I definitely agree with that.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
Around a little bit there.
You're good.
Because we are live.
We are live.
People can communicate and interact with us. I have chat up, and then chat will come up on the screen when somebody chats with the chat.
So what do you feel like, your opinion so far on the rec and whole med stuff? Like, are you liking the tax? You think it's good? Or do you like the system that was before? Before rec came along. So
there was no system for me before rec came along because I don't have a medical card.
Right.
So yeah, I have to pay a 16% as opposed to you fine gentlemen where you get away with a 6. But with regards to that, I feel like the state is completely disrespecting you guys.
Okay.
There has been a huge decline in what the industry was originally founded or started for. I mean, the whole push for legalization was medical, and it should remain that way. I mean, I understand having adult use, but
adult use is supposed to be covered by the extras on the medical side.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
There's such a push into these exotic recreational strains and brands and flavors. Med gets shit on.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Even though 1.8 bill was made from, actually that was both adult and med. I thought I had the number actually with the exact, but I didn't.
To be fair though, I will put the blame on the legislation, not the companies. The companies just simply work around this legislation they're given, just like any company will. But even they turned it into a cash cow because instead of looking at states that were already functioning with a solid medical system, such as Washington, Oregon,
I was
Colorado,
just about to ask you that.
They, like Colorado, for example, instead of having 2 separate systems, everything is all tested to the same medical quality.
So it has to meet medical standards to meet rec standards.
But where there's a 10% cannabis tax here in Michigan, they would just negate that once you got a medical tax. You would make the same purchase as any rec customer. You're just going to pay 6% instead of 16%.
Yep. And I think a lot of people, that's the biggest issue working as a bud tender that I see, is people are just frustrated about the tax, and they want to be able to get the same type of products, on whatever side, and especially if it's, a medical product like an RSO or, a high THC tincture or something like that. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I feel for them, but at the same time, it's capitalism coming in at the same time.
It's the cost of doing business.
Yep.
And to be honest, when you make things more cost to produce and less cost to make, or more, you can't make as much because it's the medical side. You're supposed to be taking care of people, but it's costing so much more to produce it than the recreational side. Why? As someone who's in it for money, who's just who's not a doctor, who's not anything other than someone who's here to make his dollar and take care of his family.
Mm-hmm.
Which way are you gonna go?
Yeah, you're definitely It sucks that you have to choose too.
So that's why I say I don't blame anybody other than the way that the state made the system.
Yeah. I mean, even with the legislation that's proposed to limit caregivers to only growing 12 plants, instead of the 72 that they can grow right now. I mean, that's a pretty deep cut in them, financial wise, I would guess too, and just anything, just supporting their medical patients.
Yeah, but I'll play the devil's advocate of big business, and a caregiver who has 72 plants is realistically, now that people are really honestly have a clue what's going on, because forever caregivers were allowed to produce just mass quantities because no one really had understanding what 12 plants could produce. No one understood how much weed 72 plants was. And I can tell you from experience, that's a lot of fucking weed.
Yeah, I've never seen that much. I could can only imagine. I mean, I've seen some plants in Jamaica together, like, about like 20 of them, but nothing like giant. Just raw cut weed. Just
I've never seen any more than, what I've seen at work.
Yeah.
That's probably the most weed I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's definitely the most I've ever seen, other than my Jamaica trip.
I think I've seen it times 2. Back in the operating days, it was 72 veg, 72 bloom.
Wow.
Oh, so you guys had quite a bit going on then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as people don't know, Dan kind of forgot to mention this. He was in the manufacturing industry as well, and before it became legal, correct?
The medical.
Like medical.
It was
That's what I
medical.
meant. Yeah, not the
We
black
were
one.
under the medical.
Yeah.
You guys was licensed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was licensed.
We were
man.
legally licensed. We just weren't legally allowed to make profit.
And why did you end up going to, the dispensary side? Why'd you leave that medical field, or that production for med? Did you see like the kind of not downfall, but
I've always been a big supporter for legalizing, and no matter how it will affect me personally, I've always pushed for legalizing and accessing, because speaking as a dumb teenager even, whether I could legally access it or not, just having access to it to do that dumb shit rather than take a bunch of pharmaceutical pills or huff Lysol or do cocaine with the fucking crackhead next door.
Right.
I would have just did weed. And so I'm not advocating for youth doing marijuana.
Yeah.
I'm just advocating for, if people have access to it, they're less likely to do more harmful shit.
Yeah, and me growing up, marijuana was always around my family since I can remember. I would tell my wife, like, I remember my dad going into the bathroom with his buddies and being like, why is there a whole bunch of smoke coming out of the bathroom? But like, it was to me, it was just always that stinky stuff. Didn't really know. When I got older, I got pressured a lot by my friends to try and smoke it, but I just, didn't feel the need to. I was a kid, wanted to enjoy just being that kid.
Hand you a rig ready to go.
But
I'm gonna do the drop and just hand you a rig ready to go.
what are you guys doing over there?
He's setting me up a dab, you nosy fuck.
You guys are you're messing up my vibe, man.
Well, that's why we were trying to be quiet, so you
I
could
get you. I get you.
We're live!
But yeah,
This is a fucking train wreck, and I love it.
no, it's going very well actually. It's going better.
You're trying to
I'm
kill
actually,
me? Yeah, all right, let's do it.
pretty impressed with us.
Dan's trying
I
to
don't
kill
care,
me.
Yeah.
Dan's trying to kill me.
That's what I do.
Alan's gonna take a dab of some garlic cane.
Who makes the best concentrates in the area?
Oh, I would, just like I was telling Dan, I would love to try some local stuff. I really do feel like the local stuff is really good. Just the dudes just making it that has been making it for a while. Even like one of my buddies, he's awesome. Like, I tried one of his Cushman pressed rosin or whatever, 2 for $50. It was better than Pleasantry stuff, and I was like, this is awesome. It's just he can't make it all the time. So, as far as like the dispensary side though, I'm definitely gonna have to give my hats off to Pleasantries every time, because they make some of the best hash rosin in the game. It tastes excellent. It's just excellent all around.
On the solvent side, I'll shout out. I haven't really tried much of their hash rosin, but I know on their solvent side, you can't go wrong with Archive.
Yeah, Archive is very...
You gotta kill that. I can't.
Dan has officially... Alan. please have a moment of silence for Alan?
Jesus.
F's in the shot.
Hey, you put the Coke right in front of the camera.
Yeah, camera awareness, Dan. Look at this. Bong's right in front, too.
Yeah, my wife said the camera placement was okay, but like the bond was like fucked.
Dan just wants bong action right for you guys the whole time.
Hey, I'm here to talk shit and smoke weed, and I can't do it if the bong's not near.
Can't do it if the bong's
You know,
not near.
the third host that's on his way still, he every now and then he'll smash his purple punch into resin.
Yep.
And yeah, he'll just do it right off the machine, just dab it.
Fresh right off, yeah, that'd be nice.
We had to talk him into bringing some over sometime.
Definitely.
Smash some of this purple punch and bring it over.
Well, right now I'm gonna roll up some Purple Flamingo
I'm down.
by Heavyweight Heads. I don't have the stats on that. Don't have the pack with me, but I do have the stats on that Element Garlic King that
Fucking idiot. I just realized something.
the guys are smoking over there. It's gonna be a 73% THC, 1.43 CBGA, 5% terpenes, which is not too bad, right, Dan? It's a
No.
pretty good number. And then, yeah, no CBD. Does have garlic, lemon, and pine taste.
Just leaving
to
a
it.
char on the nail.
It's leaving a little char.
Leave it on char. I don't know if it's that or if Ellen just hyper killed it.
Yeah.
Little pause break here in the talking action because Dan is cleaning a rig and I am trying to grind up some.
Yeah, we're gonna take a short break. Gonna mute the mic. I'm gonna set up a fan so we can at least circulate some air.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back with you.
All right, we're live, back again. How you guys doing? Good, right? Of course you are. You don't even need
We're
to
about to
answer
be
me.
fucking good.
Don't
You're
even
rolling
need
that
to
hooter
answer.
over
I already
there.
know.
I did that dab.
Hitting carts. So.
Dan's got that rig clean. I'm still rolling. We were talking about
We're doing weed like 8 different ways here.
yeah, 8 different ways, 8 different Sundays. You know, Sunday,
Taking
monster
back
trucks.
Sunday.
No, Sunday, monster trucks.
Sunday.
Monster truck. Okay. Anyways, we were talking about the state of medical in Michigan. And,
It's garbage.
yeah, you know, that's how I feel too. You know, I have some of the stats and some of the money that it's made in 2020, and to me, it's made cool. You know, it's not made as much as adult, obviously,
Well,
or rec, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, it's substantial from January to November. Before, you know, it's including, I'm pretty sure it's including December as well. That is $448,296,995.
that's
That's a lot. That's quite a bit. There's still a lot of medical market out there, and as we were saying before, I don't see the dispensary game giving love to the medical patients right now unless it's a straight medical dispensary, you know, where there is no rec sale. What do you guys feel like would possibly, because this is like, it feels like we're at the fork in the road. This is the changing point. It's either going to go one way or the other, and it feels like it's definitely going to go the way where medical is just going to be completely gone within the next 5 years.
well, yeah, it already is.
If
way.
it's not, you know, legal federally.
I mean, look at the menus of you know, every dispensary in the area that has both adult use and medical. You know, all of their duchies have pretty much the same reflection. The med side's dwindling.
Yeah.
They have maybe 4, 6 flowers on the med side, maybe 12 different gummies.
They're running.
Yeah, you're lucky if you
And
find some concentrates.
it's understandable, you know, because like I said, in a capitalistic kind of environment, you know, there not as much money to be made there, more hoops to jump through, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Well,
to get
because
that
you have
product.
a small market base. Not
Yeah.
everybody's a medical patient.
Yeah. And you do have to pay for another license
Yeah.
if you're a dispensary, so that's another,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
fee
why-
for you.
I say it like this though. Zoom out a little bit farther and look at the bigger picture of how it's going to affect other systems in the state other than patients. It's going to zoom out and it's going to affect legislators, and maybe they're going to have to be forced. If people call their legislators and tell them something needs to happen because this is going on
Definitely.
and they're feeling disenfranchised because as a medical patient in the state, they'll change the legislation to work around the new stuff.
Sometime I need to get my brother-in-law
So,
in here. He's the
yeah.
guy that works with different Congress people and keeping medical patient rights and fighting bills that are going against, you know, just like that bill I was talking about with the, you know, reducing 72 plants to 12, and then also, you know, allowing only 5 ounces instead of 15 ounces to be possessed, which is insane. Granted, you know, 15 ounces is a lot, but same time, you know, I feel like it's just dwindling away, trying to just chip at the iceberg. Eventually it's going to break, and then there will be no iceberg, which is the medical. What are you guys doing over there?
Fixing the frame, man.
I'm picking on Al.
Picking on Alan.
It's just, I mean,
Classic.
it's just right now. It's just you and a microphone and a joint.
Me and a microphone and a joint.
It's like
Next time I'm gonna come up with another camera so we can get these other 2 guys on here.
Glenn Beck, but with like reptilians and weed.
Who's the reptilian?
The one that's not here yet.
Oh, interesting.
The one they call.
I sent Tristan a link to it. I'm surprised he's not watching this while he's on his way here,
Yeah, I know, right?
or listening at least.
Okay, if he is,
But,
get your ass over here.
but to get back on topic, I feel like if we zoom out far enough, there's going to be a pinch on the medical, but maybe if we fight hard enough, which I don't feel like people are, but this could force a change in legislation to make us go towards more of a Colorado setup,
Yeah.
which I think would be more beneficial to the medical
Definitely.
system in the whole, and everybody wins that way. The medical get what they want, dispensaries get what they want of just one solid.
And it's interesting you say that. I just had a patient, or not a patient, but a customer come in who used to live in Colorado, an older guy, and he was very frustrated that the RSO isn't on the med side, and why is he's talking about suppositories and stuff, which just our market isn't there yet.
No, we are.
No.
And we're far from that stuff right now. But I mean, he was making a point on, when I'm shopping in Colorado, they have stuff for medical patients on the medical side, and they have stuff on it's evenly balanced. And why can't they get this? And I'm right there with them.
Well, see, right now our state's too busy trying to.
Exactly, and I see the other side after being in the industry now. I can see the opposite side as to why it's not working.
I mean, you guys see that we're about to get a Skyman, right? There's a Skyman about to open up in our city here.
Well, there's
one just outside.
I mean, there's one right outside too.
Yeah, but that's not good.
No, and from what I hear, Skyman is no shade on any company, but from what I hear, it is not good.
It's not the optimal experience.
They're not the optimal.
If you care about what kind of companies you deal with, I suggest looking into them.
Yeah, and that's what I tell a lot of my customers who come in. If they're asking me
about caregivers,
if they're asking me about wax, or they're asking me, why don't you use this product? I have to be honest, or I'll just say, just do a little research on that company, and you'll see why.
I can go ahead and say it, because I guess I don't have any problems with companies that throw shade like this. I'll throw shade back. Is they hardcore advocate through legislation to eliminate medical patients' rights, advocate anybody's rights to do anything but buy weed from them.
Yeah.
To the point that they even.
Good point.
So, I don't really like supporting companies that think like that. So.
Yeah, because as much as a lot of rec people don't care, the med people were there first, and it was built for med, and we have to remember that the plant is, in my opinion, has to be respected in a certain frame as to not just a drug that gets you high. Granted, we all use that for that type of reason, but at the same time, we know the medical benefits, and we've experienced the psychological, whether it's psychological or physical, all those type of things. Sorry about the dog, but
yeah, sorry.
Do we want to take a?
Yeah, we're gonna take one more break.
One more break.
Stick in here, and then we'll resume.
got the new. And we're back.
Oh,
and
Jesus. Product placement from hell.
Hey, look at that. Right in front of the camera. Hey, you couldn't wait a second, too. We're going to call it out. We got Tristan here now, one of our new guests. He's a coworker with us. Tristan, anything you want to tell the listeners about anybody that will be listening?
Not really.
Not really. Just like Dan and Alan.
Any
He
weed
smokes
you want to
weed.
shout out?
What?
Any product shout outs?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Tropicana
Tropicana cookies. Yeah. Excellent.
Let's get
That
this
one,
front
man,
center
like,
here.
even though it's a 17%er, like, any sativa that's very heady, and I rarely have one, that one gave me head spins. Like, it'll give me head spins. That shit's wild.
Filters are just cones.
I got cones, but I don't have filters. He has filters on that Pleasantry pack.
Oh.
Hey.
Get those pleasantries.
Yeah, let him see that.
Fuck the pleasant. Well,
No, he wants
not fuck pleasantries.
he wants to-
Pleasantries is very good, but
Yeah.
I like the Binsky tips better.
Binsky tips are better? How are those Binsky papers?
That's one brand I
They're
will
not bad.
shout out. If you really like earthy, like you want to taste the dirt that your stuff is growing in, go with Binsky.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely earthy flavor. That's what I constantly hear too when I'm bud tending.
Yeah,
Is
Tropicana cookies.
I didn't
from
like it. It
Michigan.
tasted like dirt, and I'm like, yeah. My guy in the back tells me that all the time.
Oh.
Check that.
Now I don't need them.
Look at
I mean,
that.
coming from a background in it, I could almost tell you within like 80% share of what brand dirt they're using.
I think I tasted it a little more.
Well, I'm about to. Tristan's rolling up. What are you rolling up?
This would be orange banana by
It's that
Wonder.
orange banana by Wonder Bread that Alan was talking
Oh,
about.
let me get. can I
Tastes
get-
like what?
Let me
What'd
get
you
that
say?
Wonder Bread over here.
What'd
so
you
I
say
can
it
show
tastes
on
like?
camera.
What'd you say it
It's
tastes
already all
like?
ground up.
Oh, is it all ground up?
Oh.
I barely have.
Damn.
It tasted just like a straight fruity
Bad.
orange, like just a super juicy orange. This stuff.
Super juicy orange, new stuff exclusively from Cali. I wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit since we're coming back to that. Very interesting company coming into our market from California. The guy that made that, his name's Brett. Don't know his last name. Anybody know his last name? No?
Oh,
We'll
no,
just
no,
call him
no.
Brett for now, but
Brett from Cali.
there you go. Okay.
Brett from Cali.
Brett from Cali, I like it. He created OZ Kush, right guys? Cross of OG.
Yeah, it's OG and Skittles from what I found.
Okay, interesting. Same flowers used on the Chronic album, from what I hear too. So
That-
very influential in the rap
that-
game.
That Dr. Dre, that la-di-da-di-da.
Did we even mention who likes that particular brand? Because it might lose views.
I prefer not to.
Yeah, we prefer not to talk
Not
about
while
that.
I'm here.
Exactly.
I'm sure y'all get the reference.
But yeah, very exciting seeing some new.
I saw it yesterday and got disappointed.
By the way, this is Purple Flamingo by Heavyweight Heads, and he is rolling up the orange banana, whatever the hell that is called. There's too many names in this industry. Doesn't that smell different?
What is that?
The Backpack Boys
Smells
tiramisu.
like pee.
Let me see that bud. Now that
That's weird.
I figured out I can show bud on the camera here.
Yeah, one of the more interesting strains I've smoked this year, the tiramisu by Backpack Boys. Very, I've only went to California once, and it was very recently, to Tahoe. It does taste like some of their flower over there, which is, it's this unique kind of like, not grassiness, but it's I don't know what it is. But the bud's a little too dry for me at that price point that I see it at. Especially when you can get MIA runs with a little bit, more moisture, a little squish in there. The flavor, though, is very unique. I haven't tasted anything like it, so.
Are we burning this guy today?
I know that MI runs is popular in the state.
Yeah, I've been saving it, because honestly, like I said, I haven't really liked it, the taste. The high's okay, I think, too, but I can't remember. It's been a minute since
I think that's the point.
What one was it?
Purple Flamingo.
Purple Flamingo.
I think the high is okay, but I can't really remember. Yep.
I thought heavyweight heads was supposed to be a big deal.
I think that they're making themselves a big deal because they've got Trick on there, and they're out of Detroit and all that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Hype
Is
their
that
shit.
who owns them?
He's affiliated.
Oh, okay, I did not know that.
He's affiliated pretty hard. Apparently, Orangutan. There's a whole YouTube thing about it, but Orangutan was like his thing apparently.
Orangutan.
Like
What
his
is-
strain.
Well, they gifted it to him.
Gotcha.
The origin story of orangutans hilarious, but
I had the pre-roll of it. I wasn't impressed. It wasn't bad by no means, but as a concentrate heavy person,
No, yeah, their concentrate was lacking. I did like the flavor on it. Their flour game is really good.
yeah, I did try yours at one time. The
Um,
concentrate.
yeah, the heavyweight heads orangutan live resin. That one was okay. Yeah, I still just think, if you want a good solid high, you go Pleasantries. If you don't care about price, and then if you care about that price, Archive all the time. Although, Dan, you said recently, was it you or Tristan? One of you guys is kind of getting a little tired of Archive and their cheaper cured resins.
I'm not a fan of
I mean,
Archive's cheaper cured resins.
No.
Why not?
It
They all
definitely
have,
doesn't
like,
compare to the hash
The
rock.
same backbone flavor that I'm not fond of. And
I
some
got
of
you.
them are very bad.
Yeah.
Or it's very forward.
Yeah,
I got
that's
it.
true.
Maybe-
It's like one flavor. to
That's
it.
why I like it. I think because I like that slight, like what is it? Like it's almost like funk.
Yeah.
It's like a wet plant material funk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something you're gonna get with
Earl King
live,
still
'cause-
gas to you guys? Is Earl King just kind of moved on?
I think they definitely got eclipsed by a lot better stuff
Oh,
at their
yeah.
price point.
Yeah, I mean, at that $40 price point or $35 that I see it, like the flavor isn't there. The high isn't there at all. The flavor is there in their live resin. I'll say that. So I can't remember
Hit that,
what
tell me if
live
you
resin
like
it
it.
was, but it was from Kalamazoo, and it was very good on the med side, flavorful.
might be,
but
like,
the
everything
high
you
was
hate.
just not. It was like smoking just terps. That's it. I might as well just put some terp juice in my my banger. That tastes good. $10 for that.
That's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
I don't know. I've had worse carts for sure.
Got a very musky taste to it.
I don't mind musky, gassy. I'll smoke anything
Yeah, like-
that's grown low.
A little side note coming off of this, state of medical for Michigan. What kind of flavor profiles you guys are into? A lot of people I find when I bud tend aren't really in tune with their flavor profiles. They just
No, 'cause a lot of people are just how would I say this artsy? A lot of people are just starting their journey, so they're not really to that point quite yet.
yeah.
And and people as bud tenders need to kind of guide them down that journey. That's
Makes
kind of
sense.
part of
So-
the responsibility in the culture.
So that's me right now, like just starting the journey. But the thing that I'm really fond of right now is anything heavy in the caraveling, anything heavy garlic, heavy peppery. I'm really into that stuff.
Right.
Like I'm really fond of that. I do enjoy the occasional fruity smoke. Like
A turkey.
runs is pretty good.
Yeah.
This what is this, purple flamingo?
Yep.
This is pretty fruity. I like this.
Yep.
But I can't daily drive
And I will,
this.
No. I think any weed that's overly pungent is something that's nice to have a little bit of, but it's not something I'm going to be smoking every day.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a funky guy. I like my stuff to be really gassy or hit you in the face.
Like people that daily drive and smoke like pressure pack or MIA runs, like that type of shit.
Mhm.
How do you live with yourself?
Yeah, I
Like-
don't understand that when I see them come in. It's more of a price point to me. I can see after I smoke the runts, I can see the quality.
Does
but
everything in your life just
but it
explode
do-
with flavor and color?
Right.
yeah, Alan has a real
still-
big A for it.
I still don't think I see the value in that price point.
I
at
don't.
all.
Once
That's my
in
biggest
a while,
point.
Once in a while, as a treat to yourself, an MIA runs or a pressure puck or a rainbow runs, those are fine
Mhm.
once in a while. But I've seen people daily drive that shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that's a lot of flavor on the daily, man.
Oh yeah, too much flavor.
I mean, I think it all depends on what slice of life you're coming from. If you're the guy walking and riding a bike around town, then yeah, that's a once in a while sort of thing. If you're the guy looking to grab a few bags and hit the boat, hit the boat with your buddies, then yeah, I can see daily driving. I think it all depends on what walk of life you're coming from.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I found too, just like how Alan was pointing out about the terpene profiles, I find that helps a lot. Kind of rein in what you really like. Even you don't even have, just like how I've witnessed firsthand, you don't even need to smell or touch the bud. You can just look at it, just like Dan does, and pick something that you are exactly looking for. Flavor profile and everything, just off those terpenes. Or, if you have experience like Dan, you can just look at bud and just know what it is.
For reference, audience.
It's one thing I need to
handed
start
him
paying
one of
more
these
attention to.
What is that?
Full, like, king-size chief papers. They're pink.
Ooh, yep.
They're pink papers.
But I think companies also need to get better with labeling
Pink papers.
active terpenes.
Yeah, I feel like California and Colorado, they definitely have that down, and we're lacking severely.
Yeah, I understand some people are using botanicals for their cards,
Think of it that way.
and I'm cool with botanicals for their cards. But I would like to know what botanicals are in the cards.
It's like
Like, just 100% open transparency. I'm cool with that.
I consider myself kind of snooty when it comes to dabs and flavors and quality and purity of the plant and organic and all that good jazz. On the flip side, to keep it completely honest, I do understand discretion. So having a cart that's just got good quality clean distillate in it with some artificial blueberry, watermelon, whatever flavor you want so that it smells like an e-cig to passerby or even just taste like it so that's easier for you to consume, I get that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
It's
get that
just
too.
understanding how you're getting there cleanly.
Yeah, that's where I want the transparency. Like, be open with me.
Sorry about that, guys.
So what is that? Is that the orange banana?
No, this is Tropicana cookies, actually. Right?
Nope, that's the orange banana.
This is the orange banana.
Yeah,
This
I'm a-
tastes like Tropicana cookies to
I
me.
told you.
I'm a big fan of letting
I
consumers.
think it's got a lot in common with Tropicana cookies.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of letting customers manipulate the system. So, as far as like what's available, because you make everything available from food grade juicy jade, like artificial flavor enhanced cards, all the way up to the highest grade cards you can make, and let people decide what they're gonna buy.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's gonna dictate and really show what people want.
Like, you know how I used to be like a huge fan of like church? Like, I used to love church cards.
The church carts, yeah.
Fake as fuck tasting, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
I've tasted one. Yeah, that's what I felt from it. And it's weird because it's a botanical cart, right?
And
Yeah.
honestly, what ruined the illusion for me was the Gelato 33. I had Gelato 33 from them, and I was just like,
I
what
love
the
that.
fuck is this?
Yeah, I loved it.
Have lots of
I
heat
went
in
into
there.
it not
At the
knowing
bottom
what
of
to
the
expect, but knowing that it was gonna be fake as fuck. And I was like, oh, this is tasty as shit.
So that was more.
That's honestly what was like, okay, maybe I need to, in my regular smoking, go explore the gelato strains a little more.
Rip to Alan for the second time.
And here we go.
Did you try this yet?
I'll try that.
Which one is that?
Rainbow Belt.
Oh yeah. What?
You know what?
So you
I'm
brought
gonna say I didn't
flowers.
so that I can. But yeah, I
What,
tried it.
What concentrates did you bring?
Rainbow Belt by Humblebee and Wedding Cake by Cloud King.
That is a good one. I
We
like
have
the
King
wedding
of
cake
Clout
by,
here?
by
Nice.
King of Clouts.
Should I reference shot that?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the rainbow belt's
bit
saucy
closer.
with a little bit of
You
diamonds
gotta
in
put
it.
like your other hand behind it.
I don't have another hand.
Oh. I don't know,
I
this
kind of
is-
like the mixture of that
silly.
tropical banana with the high.
Yeah,
of
just
that
get it way
purple. That's
closer,
pretty
way
nice
closer.
actually, because that
Way
purple I
closer.
think is more of a downward one.
Get a lot of focus. There it is. Look at that. Look at them. Oh, that is actually a really cool shot. You'll have to go back and watch the VOD. It's an hour and 7 minutes in.
It's an hour and 7 minutes in.
Nice.
You know, I'm pretty satisfied how well we're doing this. I think we're cruising on this right now.
We have literally no viewers. It's fine.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean,
Yeah, you
we're
can't
still.
expect
It's
but I've
about
only,
how
only shared it with you
it's
guys.
how smooth this is going. You know.
I don't really care about viewers. It's about having fun doing it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. That's the point. That's the point, man.
But if
see.
I don't want to do it if it's work.
Exactly.
But if somebody should start chatting with us, it's up and ready to go. So
Awesome.
It's like you said something about talking points, and I'm like, man, fuck you and homework.
I was gonna try to look into some things.
Yeah, I mean, it was alright. I made sure like just to have at least something to keep us going for an hour or two.
Didn't do homework in high school. I sure ain't
That's what it felt like when I was doing it. I felt like I was writing a report.
I kind of pulled a high school, and instead of doing homework, I played Halo for 18 hours yesterday.
Hey, I went out and bought a Sega Genesis 3. I was telling them about it before the show started. And I went to CD Exchange. And, like, minus my other interaction with trying to swap out a Sega game, and the lady got all pissed off at me and trying to tell me it wasn't a video rental store and I can't swap out games and stuff like this. Like, I was just in there 30 minutes before. Anyways, like, I go home to plug in the Sega Genesis after I swap out the game that I wanted. And it is... the packaging is perfect. Everything's perfect about it. For some reason, they were about to plug it in, but then they didn't. And then they also told me, though, you could bring it back with the receipt if it doesn't work. So... go home, no shit. Tried it on 2 different CRTVs, whatever you want to call them, the tube TVs. 2 different ones, both didn't work. So instantly out of the box doesn't work. Have to go back now and try to figure out, or at least argue, because I feel like they're gonna argue with me about it and be like, "Oh, you did this," you know. No.
Oh yeah, I hope you're fully ready to just have so much bullshit thrown at you when you work in there.
Because I mean, it's the one thing about being in the game community. Like I've went to a store over on the other side of the state. I think it's called Gaming Warehouse, but it's in Waterford, and those guys know how to run a game store. I went in there, I was like so hard, like really wanting to buy what was it, Gex for Saturn.
Oh
and,
shit, the original. Okay.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I haven't tested it yet though. Like, I just can't sell it to you. I don't know if it's gonna work." And I was like, "Dude, I'll take that chance. I don't care. I'll give you $15-20 for it." He's like, I can't, and not unless I test it. Like, I have to make sure it works. Like, that dude made sure everything worked in there before he sold it. That right there just told me they don't give a fuck. They just buy it because it looked nice, packaging looked nice, quality looked nice, looks like it hasn't been touched in 20 years.
No one plugged it in.
Exactly.
Man. I know they don't even check vinyl that they're buying, man.
That's some GameStop level shit there.
Yeah, no, that's the feel I get from those stores. That's why, like, I do miss a lot of the mom and pop game stores.
It's one of the first things that killed GameStop that no one realized.
Yep.
Well, you know what?
Best Buy started buying games.
Oh, I remember when they were doing that.
Except they were giving people way more money.
Way more money, because my buddy used to do it.
Yeah, and they were taking them and shipping them to a third-party place, having them processed, checked, and then reshipped back out. And that just basically blew up the GameStop.
Wow.
I can tell you something I learned in my background of antiquing.
Are they still doing it?
If you go to some of the, if you go to, like, Allegan County Fairground around 4th of July, they do big flea markets. You will find guys in there who are dedicated to nothing but retro games.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you're going to find a lot of good shit.
But currently in the market, like how it is right now, it's, like I was just telling Alan before we started, it's really, really rough. Like, people are wanting crazy amounts because I don't know if you guys saw, but like sealed Super Mario 3s right now, which was a normal game that came out. I mean, mass produced. Like what, $3 million, $2 million? Like, that's ridiculous.
It's like I've been really wanting an original copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, that's expensive too. Just the cartridge alone is $150 roughly.
I know, it used to be about $20, then about $100 to get your hands on a console. You're ready to go.
Right. Do you know how much like a non-platinum hits edition of like original Halo Combat Evolved goes for the Xbox?
Oh no.
It's like $120.
Are you serious?
Yeah. If you have an original black green case,
I don't have that one. I have the platinum hits.
Even the Game of the Year edition one, $120.
Wow. I have the original Halo too, but yeah. Back to real quick. We'll get back to a little bit to the state of the med that we were talking about.
But there's like a religion behind Halo, so
we'll touch back on the games. Games are always fucking cool.
We'll talk back on religion here in a minute. Yeah.
And religion. Oh. Yeah. All right.
So start going down politics and religion. We're gonna end up in a fist fight.
We're gonna talk about Halo and Master Chief John Halo.
You guys were saying
I ain't got a dog in that fight. I'll step back.
You guys were talking about how there's no love in the industry right now as far as dispensaries and
for sure.
The legal area. No love from them. I read about a guy. This guy is Steven or Stefan. Don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll go with Steven. Steven Linder. He's the executive director of Michigan Cannabis Manufacturers Association. He thinks there needs to be a better control on the gray and black market. Obviously, that sounds like to me some that there needs to be more control on competition. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds. It
So,
goes,
I mean, you saw what happened in October.
What
As
happened?
soon as all the homegrown.
Oh, yep. Yep, I do remember that.
but it goes back to like,
Oh fuck.
let's take this down history lane and let's go back to the tobacco days.
Yeah.
Of had to fight for the right to grow tobacco on your own property because once upon a time there were big companies that wanted to take that away from you.
Yep.
And now today, you still technically had the right to grow tobacco on your own
It
property.
has to be taxed.
But they've made
Yeah.
it so fucking cheap and easy to just go buy a pack of cigarettes rather than grow your own tobacco. And the tobacco they do grow is fucking garbage compared to true high quality homegrown tobacco.
Yep.
I don't smoke it anymore either, but I do understand the quality difference between what could probably be grown and what you're smoking.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I mean, he also says in the same kind of statement, most caregiver market is underground, and that is not in public interest to have.
And
that.
also, I think there's validity to a caregiver is going to be able to offer you a product that
It's gonna
Yeah,
a dispensary can't.
Yeah, exactly. We were just talking about this, how a guy came in and he was from Colorado. I think this was right before you got in here. But he was
is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
Awesome.
Should have worn my drug shirt. Damn it.
Yeah. Drugs are bad, or what is it? Dare.
Yo,
No,
I'm,
my Alex Ray shirt.
I'm wearing my,
Oh yeah, that shirt.
I'm wearing my archive.
There you go. Yeah.
I want to hear this voicemail though.
Booth carts.
Booth cards.
The booth cart shirt.
The Custy belt.
That one's hilarious. The best one on there is the Texas one.
Moldy
You're
Roots.
doing 5 years min, fam. Yeah. I make fun of my buddy all the time who lives in Texas. I tell him, you live in the land of the not free, and he's like, if you said that over here, you'd
be
get shot instantly.
Because that's how free.
Yeah.
Texas
Even
is
in
free.
Tennessee, there was some areas where I'm like, I'm just not gonna say anything.
I'm
You're free as long as you stick within our boundaries of religion.
smile and wave, boys.
America.
Wow, wait,
Thumbs
we're-
up.
Exactly.
America, land to live where I tell you.
Texas is just a whole different level of.
Yeah. Let's not get too into that. Anyway, next subject.
Christina. Oh, that's his first day back, and she's
We
like,
listen to both
Places
kinds of
burning down.
music here, country and western.
Yeah, sorry about the pause, guys. We thought Dan had a serious phone call, so we had to take care of that. Take a little bathroom break. I'm grinding up some backpack boys right now, tiramisu, to have the guys try out, tell me what they think. Very unique flavor on this.
I want to do a dab.
Yeah, go ahead and try out that
Do a
GMO.
dab.
I got, or not GMO, I got garlic cane right there.
No.
Give that
The
a
cord
shot.
reaches all the way, my dear.
That.
You also have King of Cloud. Did you bring anything?
No.
You just brought rig.
I brought supplies.
No.
Yeah, we come prepared. I think we're gonna try and do this at least once a week.
I
we're
got a
gonna-
termometer and calibrated my electric coil.
Ooh.
Nice.
I like it a lot.
What is a
What
Tell-
is it? A
yeah, tell the audience what
A
that is.
thermometer, it's just a thing that you hold in your bowl and it tells you what temperature it is.
Interesting. How much are those?
It was like $75 on sale.
You paid too much for
Too
probably a stick that tells
I mean, you could with a laser.
No, you need something that tells you up to
An
like
infrared
800
won't-
degrees.
Oh,
infrared
okay.
won't work.
Infrared has problems reading glass.
Got you.
It's still overpriced nonsense, but that's what a lot of drug stuff is. But
exactly.
I super found out that I was taking dabs way too low.
Wasting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What do you think you were taking them at?
I had it on like 560, 575, which I thought where it would be sitting, but I didn't get those temps until I cranked it up to like 780.
Oh, damn.
This is
Yeah.
where you're sitting at now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to a torch, we were just talking about that a little while before you got here. Like torch dabbing and that right there, email dabbing is just so much better. It's worth.
Man, you know what I figured out also?
What?
The whole heat it for 30 seconds, wait for a minute. Spot on.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, every time. It's
Heat it
crazy.
for 30 seconds.
Wait for a minute.
Wait for a minute.
Especially if you got good quality cords. And
Yeah.
It about works.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
was
and that's
kind of
that's
blowing my
another
mind.
important-
We were sitting there with the thermometer in the bowl with the timer going, and as soon as the alarm started going off, the thing went green.
Yeah, that's another thing I tend to forget, and I'm guaranteed a lot of people who dab forget is the quality of the quartz.
Oh yeah.
It's all about it. You always want to pay attention to the tiny details about a banger.
So what do you look for in a banger?
You really want to look for where the bucket comes to the neck. and you want it to all look like one smooth welded piece.
Okay.
Like this is welded, but it all looks like one piece.
One piece. Yeah.
It doesn't look like someone came in here with a rod and just melted a bunch of shit and stuck
Gotcha.
it on there. Like
That's how
a
they
cheap
did it, though.
Like a cheap Chinese factory. Yeah, but then
But they made it look nice.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
someone artistically did it nicely
Yep.
rather than cheap Chinese.
Yep.
I think quality glass is a big problem.
Yeah, it's
Very
lacking right now. One of the places I like to shout out that I forgot to put on a shout out is a long-time place I've been going to for a little while when I do get a chance, and that's Torched in Holland. I don't know if you're
I
you've
want
been
to check there out.
It's cool. I mean, if you got a pipe that's broken, they will fix it for you right there. They will blow glass right there. They blow
shit.
glass all day in
They'll do
store.
repair work for you.
Yep.
That's
There's
beautiful.
some stuff I don't want repaired, but I want altered.
Yeah,
How do
and they
you-
would probably do that.
Yeah.
How do you bring back in? You probably should have to clean that stuff.
Probably, yeah. Back in the day, they were doing it before legalization. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
So
I don't know.
You really got to clean that
Yeah.
stuff before you bring it back in.
But-
Because I don't think they'd want to work on a bunch of resiny glass.
Yeah, definitely not. I feel like they have some cool glass too. If you go to Third Base Pipe Shop, don't forget what road that's on. But you go there, they're awesome. Like they have a lot of their torch glasses there.
What's this?
I think it's ecto cooling.
Oh,
Oh, good.
Ooh, no, I'm good. That's Robotussin right there, bro. that ain't.
The forbidden fruit to me.
Yeah, that's the forbidden
That's the
fruit
card I
here.
want.
That's just a platinum. Nothing fancy, but SFV.
You do the thing the guy told you to do.
Yeah, just hit it.
The Ecto Cooler's probably just a smidge better than the rest of them. I'm cool on that one.
oh yeah. Well,
No,
They've
it's,
gotten
That's
better.
it's worth
Yeah.
putting your money in. Like when you research bongs online, you got all these generic sites like Gas City. But then
Rip to Allen, that's number 3.
that's
okay.
number 3. But then you know, you got other places that are like more local, like Hand Blown Shop. When you find a piece, it might be the only one that exists,
That
or it might be
exists,
one
and I
of
like
3.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not
But-
too overly priced. That's
It's not, but compared to that $100 Chinese shit that you're gonna buy in a head shop versus that, you're gonna pay $300-400.
Yep. There's a certain shop around us that I don't care to go to too much because they want to display everything as if like it's an art thing, and they want to like the dude. Oh, it's David Muir, and he blew it, and that's why it cost $12,000. I don't know any of these people. I don't like most of the glass in there is all just like there's like the little necklaces that are like $500 and
I
stuff.
know where you're talking, and the thing I'll say about that shop is that a lot of that is all locally blown.
Yeah,
But
but at the same time, come on.
it's blown for people who are part of that culture of not just what we're doing
Flash.
here, but glass.
This
Like,
year is
yeah,
the
glass.
Sean Scott
I-
3 special.
I'm one of the people. I'll go in there and spend that money if I got it because I understand in order to make.
So what comes with
I
like?
have numbered
is there?
trick one trick pony carb caps.
So it's just kind of having like exclusive shoes or like.
It's
different
like it's like having
It's a
a
status symbol.
Yeah.
It's a one of a
I get
kind
you.
piece.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of the work, a lot of times you could see some of them pieces took 20, 30, 40 hours of one man's time.
Yeah.
And in order for him to even put that work in, he had to put hours and hours and hours and hours of practice and education to even get to the point to make that piece.
Definitely.
So, to me, when I look at a piece and it's a one of a kind and it's $1,200, but it's something that you could put out on your coffee table and not look like a stoner loser, but it's an actual piece of art.
Yeah.
Like I seen a piece I'll use as an example. It looked like a fish skeleton, and it was a dab
I actually
rig.
have one on my phone. I'll pass around right now from
was-
Cali.
It was a fish skeleton, kind of slightly bent, and it was made out of ruby red glass. And you put a nail in the head and you hit from the tail. And there were accompanying red like starfish and little other things that you laid around it. So you would literally like put this out on like a brown sheet or a brown tablecloth and lay it out with its little pieces as a display piece. And it's a one of a kind, and to make that is very, very hard. Like I personally get into glass culture a little bit, so I do understand like a lot of them prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are crazy.
Yeah, those are all workable. They had some stuff in there that's just art, like trees and stuff.
See, it's still one of those things that I love pot and glass, but even if I had the money, I still want to buy it.
I see
Right.
pearls that are worth $120, but I fucking. But
This guy is buying them right here.
I've got Turk Pearls, but not $120.
No, banger though.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
and what
But
it
that's still
is
functionality overall.
What would a $120 turf pearl even do?
it's not that it's going to do anything. In order to make it, first they have to make a rod this and long. And have you ever seen how hard candy's made?
Yeah.
Where they literally take different colors and layer them up and roll them out. It's literally the same thing with molten glass.
That's interesting. Have you
Beautiful,
blown glass
Those
before?
are prime examples. What's that?
Have you blown glass before?
I haven't, but I've studied it extensively because I'm into all things.
Yeah, I've
meat.
always been kind of interested into trying it.
After they make that rod, when it's still molten, they take a piece off and they roll it out into a perfect marble, and then they have that shape in there.
Yeah.
But it took quite a few people and quite a lot of time and a lot of talent and practice, yada yada yada, in order to even make that fucking rod in the first place. It's the same reason why if you go in and buy, like if you watch on YouTube, you'll see people who make handmade hard candies.
Yep.
And you can go and buy them, but they're fucking expensive. And they're all little like imperfect candies because they made them all. It's the same thing. You're paying for the artisan.
I get
That's
it.
what, I don't mind paying if I'm paying for quality.
Yeah, and that's really.
And that's why we come with opinions like this, see? And I totally understand.
But
I
That's just
understand
like-
it now.
how I look
This
at it.
is
Because I come
art,
from
you know,
I understand.
$2,000.
There's a big
All right.
difference. There's a big difference between.
Maybe we
$2.
should get into the NFT game, guys.
Anybody can start that up.
NFT game. Let's
Whoever's
not even go down
interested
that
most.
Fuck the NFT game.
I think it's a pyramid scheme to collapse the American electrical system.
And it only works.
Really? That is very deep thought right there.
Deep thoughts. with
Deep
Tristan.
thoughts with Tristan. That's our
a new segment.
new sub segment.
Deep thoughts.
Go ahead and light that up, whoever wants to. That's the Backpack Boys
Backpack Boys, what?
tiramisu.
So it's gonna taste like Asian food.
No, it's gonna taste very different though. It tastes like some
Sauce and teriyaki, I'm down.
Honestly, I haven't had outdoor weed. I don't think. Maybe I have or haven't. In Jamaica, I definitely did. But like, it kind of tastes like some outdoor weed or something. Like, it's different. It's just different. It's got different taste to it. I can't explain it, and I'm hoping you can or you can. That's Tristan and Dan for the camera that people can't see.
Very interesting stink.
Yeah, I don't know what's in it. Tried to search it up, couldn't find anything.
I don't think tiramisu is a real strain. That's what they're calling it.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a cross of.
Recognizable though.
Could I? Oh no, I got my phone right here. I can tell you the crosses on this, which are very interesting crosses. Purple Flamingo, by the way. That's gonna be gelato, just a pheno strain of gelato. So. All right, guys.
Last joint.
Yeah, the last joint of the podcast. We've been going for how long?
Literally an hour and a half.
Hey, we're flying through it. Yeah, we'll swap between where we want to do the podcast too. I'll alleviate you sometimes too, take over for it. But yeah, we're fucking flying. I like how smooth this has been going. This is Backpack Boys Tiramisu. The last thing I wanted to touch on today is a bill that's going through possibly this year or next year. That is aimed at legalizing fungus such as psilocybin, mushrooms, and cacti like peyote, mescaline, stuff like that. What do you guys feel? What's your thoughts on that? Is it good, bad, beneficial? Basically how it would work out real quick is already Grand Rapids and Detroit have it decriminalized, and the bill was introduced in September by a pair of state senators, one of them sponsored by Senator Jeff Irwin. It would decriminalize only if there is no form of receiving money other valuable consideration for the plant. So basically you can only give it just kind of like how it was in the early days of legalization with this. with weed.
Pretty much you can grow it on your own.
Yeah, grow it on your own. Just no commercial production.
Just
Sales would be a lot.
like
Yep. There's no commercial. There's nothing like that. There's no dispensaries that's going to be selling it. And you could charge a reasonable fee for counseling, spiritual guidance, or any related service like that.
No shit.
So, how do you guys feel about that?
I say legalize it, tax it.
Yeah. No, definitely. Well, I think it's working to that point with, the new, I don't know what
I think
studies
they
they
should
are.
definitely be counseling.
Yeah, they are doing studies right now. I can't remember where they're doing them. I think it's in possibly here, but I know it's in the UK. They're doing trial studies on what is it? MDMA for PTSD. It's almost really close to getting to like a pharmaceutical level. And then
But really interested in the microdosing.
Yeah, the microdosing with shrooms. They
Yeah.
were doing that too. So I think people are starting to realize, what psychedelics can do, how they can help.
But I don't think some people respect what 3 to 4 grams of mushrooms can do.
And that's why I brought up, what do you guys feel like it's going to do to people in general, baby? Is it going to be good for people, or is it going to be bad?
I think it'll be good.
Is it going to outweigh the bad of it not being allowed to be used?
I think,
Because now a wider market has it.
I mean, honestly, alcohol is one of the most garbage things out there, and we have that legalized. So starting at that base point, it's not that bad.
I agree.
But just like alcohol or anything else, tax it, regulate it, and part of the tax money needs to go towards having services, because just like a lot of people don't want to admit that this is true, even if it is just all in their head, some people do struggle with usage. Some people aren't productive stoners.
Right.
Yeah.
And we need to set up services to help people get out of that hole, because it's a deep hole to get into.
I agree with that. I also think too, mental evaluation with people is very important. Knowing your own self, knowing your mental state, and taking psychedelics is very important, because if you already have underlying medical or mental conditions, whether that's schizophrenia or bipolar, or anything that the drug can trigger, it could be very bad. Just that one trip, and people don't understand that.
Because even with weed, when I hate to say it this way, because I've been guilty of this myself some days, especially when I got a
For
day
multiple
off.
reasons. Most of the horror stories you hear were people that are like, at the end of the day, were like, oh, I stopped taking my antipsychosis medication for 2 weeks so I could trip.
Oh man.
And it's like, oh yeah, no wonder it went terrible.
Yeah, exactly. I've read about that, where like if you're on that type of medication, technically you shouldn't be tripping, because you can't, your brain can't handle it. But I think eventually we can get to that point where we just have to have the right avenues established where we can educate people. It's just like how we're educating people right now with marijuana and terpenes and all that stuff. I think it can work, but we just can't let it be, this is where you get high. Like this shit fucks you up. Like I don't like that kind of attachment to it.
Well, I've seen people
It
do
needs
it
to be respected.
even though it is
That's the
illegal.
biggest thing I can say about psychedelics. Is it's definitely something you have to respect.
Yep.
Is
It's not a toy.
trying to deal with on a daily basis people who were microdosing, and it would get to a point where they just couldn't get through their day without their microdose. They kind of got to be annoying to deal with.
Right. And I think once again, people need to figure it's with everything in life. Like I say, when I'm bartending,
Moderation.
yeah, moderation and everything. Anything in too much.
I
is
smoke weed
bad.
all day, every day.
Yep, and like we can't. Dan, that's why Dan's going through a gram of wax a day. Crazy motherfucker. All right, guys. I'm glad I touched on that real quick. I'll get this done. This is a good trial run, I think. Definitely kick this off next week again sometime. Get Alan figuring out maybe on like a YouTube channel, posting stuff to anybody who does listen to this, so they know when the next episode is. But it should be next time, sometime next week.
It's going right to the 9mm YouTube channel.
Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, 9mm YouTube channel. Like and subscribe if you want to watch some more of these. And we'll be back next week with some new topics that I'll come up with. And we'll come up with some neat stories or something to tell. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. My name's Evan. I got Dan there. I got Alan. I guess I'll talk for them, too. And I got Tristan. Have a good night, guys.
When they're dying, I'm sorry.
We'll see you next